So HR strategy, we have recently finished discussing about the issues in HR strategy content, the content itself, and we have talked about some modes of employment, that is the content. For example, if you recall in the last module, we talked about in the matrix different contents of HR strategy. That means that this type of contents for that type of employment, this type of contents for that this type of HR strategy, in other words, when we talk about the content. But now here we are talking about the process issues. When we talk about the process issues, these are the questions which can help you to understand what we mean by the process issues. Simply, when we talk about the process issues, we say who should be involved in the process of making a strategy. HR staff, managerial staff, business staff, top management, lower management, middle management, the top executives in the HR department, who should be involved in the process of making HR strategy or the HR content. Similarly, how should the process work? When should we begin and at what time? When the corporate strategy is ready to be implemented, well in time before, or once the corporate strategy is being implemented or has been practiced. So, what is the starting point? From where we should start? Should we start by looking at the corporate sector practices? Should we start by looking at the financial aspects of the organization? When should we start about developing the HR strategy of an organization? So, how innovative are we prepared to, and what form should strategy take, and when should it be reviewed? So, in what form means that is it a final strategy? It is clearly written when it should be reviewed, or how frequently can we review this strategy? So, Wright et al. 2004 interviewed representatives from 20 large United States companies about how they develop their HR strategy. This is a question of importance, and research help us to understand what organizations are doing. So I repeat that the Wright et al., Wright and his colleagues in 2004 examined the 20 representatives from different organizations to examine and to see how they develop their strategy, how they have developed their strategy. So, according to the Wright et al. Research, the findings suggest that scan the firm's external environment. This is what they found. And second is identify the strategic business issues that need to be addressed. What we mean by that, the HR department or the HR professionals in that particular organizations, they started with scanning the external environment. And I hope you people remember that when we say scanning the external environment, it includes the industry practices, competitors, and customers, and what products you are going to offer. So, after scanning the environment, they have thought about the strategic business issues that need to be addressed. In other words, they also looked at the people who developed the strategy, they also looked at what are the strategic issues this organization is facing. I always used to say that how can you ignore the core issues at the cost of non core issues? In different meetings, if you are working in an organization, you might have observed that the top management or the HR people, they are talking about, or they are giving their energy or wasting their time talking about non core issues. What are the strategic issues an organization is facing should be given importance over the non-core issues. For example, if there is a question about the competency of the employees or competence level of the employees, and you are focusing on the parking issues in the organization, or you are talking about the uniform issues in the organization, or you are talking about the timing issues in the organization, that when should we start and when should we finish, or you are talking about the attendance issues in the organization, the core issue is the competence of the employees. So we said that identify the strategic business issues that need to be addressed. So pinpoint people issues critical to the success of business and develop a strategy to address the relevant issues, including connecting relevant or developing relevant metrics to the strategy. And according to that research, once you have identified the core issues and you have developed any strategy to address those core issues, then communicate that strategy to those who might be important in implementing that strategy. Thank you.